Failed former President Donald Trump gave an interview so bad last night to Fox News propagandist Sean Hannity, so depraved, so visibly disoriented, that even Republicans are saying, dude, that was not good. We're going to look at the comments of Republicans in a moment, but let's first look at what happened in the interview. Again, the interview handled by Trump's, I guess, friend, at least at one point friend, to the extent Trump has friends, Fox News propagandist Sean Hannity. And Trump spent much of the interview equivocating about the threat of violence against Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg that he posted a few days ago, and attacking Ron DeSantis, neither of which played particularly well with anybody. Here, Sean Hannity asks Trump about that death and destruction post, and then the other one showing him holding a bat next to Alvin Bragg. And Trump kind of plays dumb, but his explanation is also completely unintelligible.
So, well, all this information that came out in your favor, you talked about death and destruction. And then the baseball bat picture next to Alvin Bragg, and you did take that down. And my only question is, why open yourself up to criticism?
You have to understand that when the story was put up, I put up a story. We didn't see pictures. We put up a story that was very exculpatory, very good story from the standpoint of what we're talking about.
What?
And they put up a picture of me. And you know where I was holding the baseball bat? It was at the White House. Make America, Buy America, because I did a lot of Buy America things.
So I guess he's saying because the source photo of the bat wasn't actually him standing next to Alvin Bragg, it's no big deal?
And this is a company that makes baseball bats. Oh. Then they put next to that picture a picture of Alvin Bragg. I didn't do it. They did it. I guess the people that do the paper or somebody put pictures together, but I was holding a baseball bat.
Someone put pictures together.
In order to promote Made in America.
It wasn't on your post at Truth Social?
No. What they did is we posted the story, but they had a picture up, but they then put a picture up, or the picture was put up that nobody noticed or saw, or that nobody thought was bad. These were two
Isn't this crystal clear?
Separate pictures. I was promoting Made in America. You make these baseball bats instead of sending over to Japan and China and all other places where they're made. This was a company, good company, that makes baseball bats and other things like that in America. They took that picture from the White House and they put it up, and then they put a picture of Alvin Bragg up.
Okay, so of course, we know nobody has alleged that Trump was actually next to Alvin Bragg holding a bat to his head. The issue is Trump publicized the compilation image of Trump holding a bat next to Alvin Bragg. Now, in this next clip, Trump seems to say, well, when we published it, there was no picture, and later the picture appeared.
Let me be clear. So you did not post the picture of you with a baseball bat in the Oval Office next to the picture with Bragg. Somebody else did that?
I posted a very positive article. Yeah. And whatever picture they put up. My people didn't put up the picture. I think the picture maybe was either in the article or was put in the article later.
Okay. So anyway, Trump posted it to Truth Central, and he seems very much confused about how the internet works. Trump then talked about his rally over the weekend, which we covered yesterday in Waco, Texas. Trump wildly claims that there were, in reality, 60,000 people there. Now, there were 3,500 people there, but Trump says 60,000.
Well, I deal with it. We're dealing with very dishonest people. We're dealing with thugs. We're dealing with people I actually believe that hate our country.
Right.
Last night I had a rally with tens of thousands of people. The press admitted there were at least...
So he says tens of thousands.
25 or 30,000 people.
The press admitted there were 25 or 30, and then here's the whopper.
You can double it, at least in Texas, Waco, Texas.
Right. So the press admits there were 25 to 30,000, and so the real number is double, which is 60,000. There were 3,500 people there, maybe 5,000. That's it. And this is a lie as old as Trump's political career. You just make up numbers about the number of people at your events. And the truth, of course, is, like, you and I know that the number of people at an event doesn't actually tell us much about how much of the country supports Trump. Trump might have had 3,000 or 20,000 people. It happened to be 3,500. But imagine that he had 20,000. That still doesn't mean that he would win an election or that he won in 2020 or whatever the case may be. But Trump and people around him see the number of people at one rally as some kind of proxy to his totality of support in a country of 340 million. Trump then claimed that he would solve the Russian invasion of Ukraine in a day, but he definitely can't explain how, because then his enemies would know his plan.
World War I and World War II look like patty cakes, okay? This unbelievable, because we have people that don't know what they're doing. But if it's not solved, I will have it solved in 24 hours with Zelensky and with Putin.
Right.
And there's a very easy negotiation to take place, but I don't want to tell you what it is, because then I can't use that negotiation. It'll never work. But there's a very easy negotiation to take place. I will have it solved within one day.
Right. First day in office, Trump would. I mean, that's as realistic as he's going to solve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in the first term. He's going to build the Mexico wall where Mexico will pay for it. None of it's believable. This is as unbelievable as anything else. Then we get to what is, for some people, the crux of this interview. DeSantis, and Trump really going after DeSantis. And this is what a lot of Republicans didn't like. Starts with Hannity just asking, I thought you guys were friends. And Trump says, no, we were never friends.
The question I'm asked the most about you of late is Ron DeSantis.
Right.
This is the question. What happened? I thought they were friends. What happened?
Not friends. I didn't know him well, but he was on impeachment.
Okay. So Trump says, and then they cut. He says, we were not friends and I didn't really know the guy. Then we really get into the meat of it. And Trump again telling this story of when Ron DeSantis came to Trump with tears in his eyes. And again, I continue to be shocked at the number of grown men sobbing around Donald Trump. Something about Trump makes big, tough guys sob.
So what happened with Ron is the following.
Please.
He came to see me. He was getting killed. He was being crushed. Adam Putnam, it was over. I have many people that I know that worked for Adam Putnam. They said it was like I hate to use this expression, it was like a nuclear weapon went off when you endorsed, because they considered the race to be over. They had the race. He had millions and millions of dollars, and he was way up in the polls. He was beating Ron by 30 points or so. It was over. Ron came to see me, tears in his eyes. He said, I need you to do me a big favor.
Yeah.
First he asked for the meeting, then he asked me for the favor.
Crying.
I said, what's the favor? Would you endorse me? I fought for you. But again, a lot of people fought for me. You fought for me only rightfully, but you fought for me if you thought I was right.
Right.
A lot more than he did. But he said, I need your endorsement. I said, Ron, you're so far behind. I can't imagine.
Does anyone believe this story?
If you got George Washington's endorsement, combined with the late great Abraham Lincoln, if you had their endorsements, I don't think you could win, Ron, but tell me about it. Go ahead. He said, I'm telling you, I think I could win if I could get your endorsement. And he was, you'll have to check the records, but many, many, many points. It was over.
Yep.
And the nomination just...
And it was a very close race.
The nomination was just, okay. I said, let's give it a shot. Okay? You know, you defended me. Adam Putnam didn't, one way or the other. I think he's probably a nice guy. You know, I never met him until later. A year later, I met him. He said, when you did that, it was like a rocket went up. He said, my race was over. They were already buying furniture for the governor's mansion. They were going to win.
All right. So anyway, Trump saying DeSantis cried to him. And then that's, and the rest is history. And then lastly, Trump claiming that DeSantis would be making pizza if it weren't for Trump.
Then I had to get him against the star of the Democrat Party. It was going to be Stacey Abrams, and now we call him a crackhead, because that's what he was, a crackhead.
His name, Gillum.
Gillum. And there was no way Ron was going to beat Gillum. So he got the nomination, but there was no way, because this guy was going to be the future of the Democrat Party. And I said, Ron, you can beat this guy. Let's go. I got him the nomination. By the way, could have never gotten the nomination. He would be working in either a pizza parlor place or a law office right now. Okay.
There you go. He would be either in a pizza parlor or a law office, which isn't that bad. I mean, I think that those are two very different careers, law office or pizza parlor. But needless to say, Trump is responsible. Deranged, visibly confused and disoriented Trump. But most importantly, more and more Republicans don't like this.